is this what is meant for you? Just ask God, universe, source, is this what's meant for me? And just allow the answer to fall into your spirit. Do not judge it, no matter if it's yes or no, don't judge it. Just allow it, feel it. Don't overthink it. If the answer is yes, if the answer was yes, then the only thing you have to do is trust God, universe, source to provide. To get on a call, we've done our part. We figured out a way for every single woman, but you have to take the act. Like, we can't help you. You know that story about the man who prayed to God, he's on the roof, there's a flood, and God sends like a plane, a boat, everything, and he's like, that's not God, right? Till he drowns and gets to heaven and says, where were you? And God was like, I sent 3 different ways to save you, right? So unless you like come on the call, then the opportunity to make your yes real, we can't meet you. You have to do that part. We can't reach through here and come find you wherever you are and say, come on. You have to do that part. But on our ends, we've taken care of everything to allow you to do it. I'm so grateful for all the women who shared. I really cannot wait to serve and support you. And there's one lady who said, I don't know if she's here, but I'm going to say this on her behalf, Solvi, and she's all the way in Norway, and she enrolled for this program, and she said, Tasha, I've watched you for 2 years, and she was honest. She was like, I watched you, and I was like, yeah, right, sure. Right? And 2 years into it, she said this last time she sat and she looked at her life and she said, man, if this is what I believe I deserve, like this isn't it. This is not all that there is for me. And she chose to come on the journey and she said yes. But the other thing that she said, which I want every one of you to hear, because this is now going to be true for you, she said, not only do I want community, because in her culture, if she started talking about her dreams, they would probably burn her at the stake. Like, are you crazy? Just settle for what you have like everybody else. Wait till you get to retirement, get your little money and chill in your little humble life, right? And she can't talk about her dreams to anyone. So being in the community is going to be life-giving for her. But she said, Tasha, I want to know how to create my desires on demand for the rest of my life. I want to know how to create my desires on demand. Ladies, a year and a half ago, I lost $175,000 like that, straight up gone. And in 3 months, I made it back times 2. Why? Because I know how to create my desires on demand forever. That's what you're going to learn. So I want you now to grab your journals because we're going to do some journaling. Grab your journals. You just come into the camera so you can see my face because you all don't even know how God, Universe, Source has set this up for this group. This is going to be the craziest, most amazing group ever. Last night, my daughter, who's an attorney, straight up super smart girl, very much into the moon and the stars. She calls me yesterday morning and she's like, listen, stop everything and write intentions right now. I'm like, why? And she goes into all of what's going on in the moon and the stars, right? It's a full moon. I think you all know that. Um, and whatever you believe about the moon and the stars, I don't know enough to know enough. All I know is the people before us planted seeds by the moon and the stars, right? They reaped crops by the moon. They did their entire thing. They didn't have time. They didn't know what day, year, months. They literally went by nature. So when we have a full moon, the energy of a full moon is to release, right? To let go, except this full moon is all about welcoming something new. It's unheard of. And the next new moon, which will be the day we do the Healing Money Trauma Masterclass, a new moon is always about writing intentions. That new moon, the day we have the masterclass, which we scheduled way back when I wasn't looking at the moon and the stars, we scheduled that date way back when. When I looked at the date my daughter told me of the new moon, guess what? It's the day we're doing Healing Money Traumas, and it is the day of finalizing release. The end. I am done with these traumas. If that's not God, universe, source on your side, I don't know what else is. Like all the stars, everything in nature has aligned for this group. You don't want to wait till the next time. This is the one you want to be a part of. And so even though the full moon was last night, the power lasts for 24 hours, right? So we are going to ride that wave right now. And I want you to think through um, writing a date. So we're going to say it is January 30th, 2025. First thing you're going to write, it is January 30th, 2025. And just as part of writing your intentions, I'm going to ask you to write some I am statements. So we're going to do this really efficiently. You're just going to write I am, and it's going to be related to one of these, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. I'm going to give you an example, but you're going to write your own. Or if you're like a blank, feel free to borrow mine. I'm pretty good at this, right? So the first one is, it is January 30th, 2025, and we're going to write a I am statement, which means this is true for me now. And it is around deservingness. An I am statement. So it might sound like I am deserving of experiencing the life of my dreams. That means on that date, that is the truth for you then. I am deserving of, or however you want to language your I am statement around deservingness, right? There's going to be a new you around deservingness. So write a simple sentence around that. The second one we're going to do is writing an intention around feminine power, stepping into the power of the feminine, our superpower. Remember that Wonder Woman moment? Like that, like, I don't know about you, but I want to access that. I want to be in that experience, right? I have the goods,